Tell me if you can relate. You have items in your home that would probably take you less than 20 minutes to accomplish that you avoid doing every single day. And then when you actually do it, you're like, oh my goodness, why did I wait so long to do this? So today, my goal is to not overwhelm anyone, including myself. I'm gonna tackle some super low effort, high impact things that we can do in our homes to make them more functional, organized, pretty, but mostly more enjoyable, because I am tired of certain things in my house not working for me and me working for those things, and we're gonna fix that today.
Now, some of these things are gonna be super simple swaps, like this rug swap that I'm doing in our dining room. I wanted to lighten it up a little bit after just living through so many dreary months. I wanted something brighter in here, and so I swapped it for this really beautiful washable rug. I love it. I have this brand of rug in multiple places in my home, and it is holding up so well to my dogs, and so having it under the dining table is an A+ decision. The second thing that I love to do is fluffing. This sounds so silly and so basic, but if you have these pillows that are not attached, flipping them around, switching sides so that they wear evenly makes a huge difference in their longevity and how they appear. Next, I'm heading up to my closet, which I have wanted to redo since the moment that we moved in. I do not like sliding track doors because they obviously limit 1/2 of what you can access. And I have been searching for ways that I can do a build on this and make it something that's much prettier. But until I get to that point, I honestly just can't stand the clutter anymore. And so sometimes, rather than doing the full-blown makeover or remodel, all we really need to do is fix that one problem that's really the major problem. And for me, it was my shoes. They have ended up in this messy pile that gets full of dust, and all it took was adding a simple shoe shelf from Amazon, and now I can actually see what I have. And when it comes to organization, I really try to tackle a lot of the spaces that are just really bothering me and are not functional with some simple organization practices, and this just helps make using those everyday materials better. I'm being honest, the state of this box is not giving me a whole lot of confidence that this is not going to be completely shattered when I open it. These are potentially the worst scissors known to man. This does not feel promising. That piece is okay. Oh, Willard, what you doing? Now, I decided that I should have bought an assembled cabinet. I decided that one of those things that we all need to do more often is make our homes more practical and storage friendly instead of only focusing on the aesthetics. This will be, I think, an aesthetic piece, but it's going to have actual storage, whereas currently our bathroom mirror has 0. Once I got into it, it wasn't as bad as it seemed. They actually came together really easily, and I am so hopeful that this is going to solve our bathroom storage problem very quickly.
Now, a huge thanks to one of my longstanding partners, Quince, for sponsoring today's video. If you are new to Quince, they offer absolutely stunning, high quality fabrics, materials, in not only clothing, but also home decor. As we head into the warmer months, I really wanted something more breathable, so I went with this 100% cotton, beautiful gauzy quilt in white, which also comes in many different colors, and then this gorgeous ribbed quilt, which I have in light gray, but also comes in many colors. Now, I know that dupes are kind of big when you start talking about affordability in home decor, but these are not dupes. These are superb quality items. I also got this beautiful, super long velvet pillow, which I've mentioned so many times before that I do not like a million pillows on my bed, but we are having some events this spring where people will be touring, and so I do want to dress it up a little bit more. So having 2 king-size shams and this beautiful long pillow is just like the perfect amount for what's realistic for me, but also it looks very nice. Quince has an amazing 365-day free shipping, free return policy. So if you aren't 100% satisfied with it, I don't know any other company that has a year-long return policy, and so it's unmatched. You can check out Quince with this QR code, or it's linked up in my description.
Now back to the bathroom cabinet. Mine came with unfinished sides, and I did find other options that had a finished side or a mirrored side, but they were about $150 more. So I thought, I am positive that I can come up with some kind of solution. I grabbed some peel and stick wallpaper that I had left over from my coffee bar build, and I am just sticking it on. I went with a really neutral pattern that's really close to the wall color so that it just kind of blends in a little bit better, but it masks all those screw holes. This has been a game changer. Now, since our sink is off-centered, I wanted to have a 2-door medicine cabinet where I could keep the mirror directly in front of the sink closed and open the other side where I store all of my items. And then I can leave that side open while I'm getting ready for the day so that I can just reach in and out without having to open and close a door that's in front of my sink. And it's worked really well. The opposite side I gave to Owen. He has since filled it up and is so happy to be able to have his own cabinet. It's just sometimes the little things that make things much more user-friendly. Next, I have needed to condition my leather couch for years, and a coffee spill was the kicker. So I went to the internet and everything told me to use baking soda to soak up the oils. It did not work at all. Then I got a leather cleaner that did not work at all, and in fact started leaving very ugly streaks everywhere.
I'm not touching one more pillow until this dries. This is so much easier to put on than the other one was. It soaks in so much better. I'm gonna have a totally different color couch when this process is done.
Now, I will say that nothing that I did that the internet told me to do to get the grease stains out of the leather actually worked, but the conditioning of the sofa made it look so much better and will make it last a lot longer.
Look, these have been here for quite a while, and sometimes you have to batch the items that you are working on in your home in order to feel like you can accomplish them and be most productive. One of those things is removing screws or nails, filling them, and then painting. Because otherwise they stay like this forever. Because nobody wants to get out all of the materials that you have to do that for like one nail hole. So if you're like me, you probably have multiple places that actually needs this to be done. I used this honkin' sucker for a picture frame. Why? Now, batching is a great way to accomplish these smaller tasks that you just don't want to do. Another thing that I like to batch is touching up trim that is painted and needs touch-ups. Another thing I like to batch is cleaning walls, especially light colored walls. They need some extra love. You know, the kids, I don't know why, but they just have to walk while they're dragging their hands. One way that I like to organize my batching is by acting as though I am selling my house every quarter. Most people tend to wait until they have a reason to make these smaller but really impactful touch-ups, or resituating furniture, or hanging that picture that's always been on the floor ready to be hung, or taking away that picture that you no longer love anymore. And one of the ways that I kind of kick myself into high gear is I pretend like I'm gonna list my house, and I walk through the house with the thought of, if I were gonna take photos of this to sell it, what would I do? And obviously that can go to one extreme where you're taking down all your family pictures and you're making it this pristine little bubble. But those are not the items I focus on. I focus on the items like this. I focus on the chips and the trim that needed to be painted for the last 3 years. Focus on hanging that blind that's been broken. Masking the ugly TV cords. Those little things that you know bother you every single day, and you just don't do them because we don't have time. And so setting that very intentional time aside each quarter to just walk through the house, make a list, see what needs to be done, and then tackle it in kind of a batch mode really helps you be able to then enjoy the completed look of your home rather than waiting for some event to come where maybe you are selling your house and then you never enjoyed the finished product. My Tiki Tack ripped the drywall paper off. I've never had Tiki Tack do that ever in my whole life. Now, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now 8 holes that I need to patch. There were only 2 picture frames here. What happened? Now, you know how when you take a nail or a screw out, it makes the drywall bulge outward in the wrong direction? I saw this hack, and I've never tried it, so we're going to try it right now, where, it can be really hard to get it flush again. And this guy, he just took the handle and he re-indented it in. Oh my gosh, it works. Why have I never tried this? This is why you can learn so much from people. Now, he was stronger than me. He made it look easier than this. Hold on. That's gonna work. That is gonna work. And now you won't be able to see the nail patches as much. I can't believe 20 years I've been living on my own and never known this. Doing these smaller touch-ups, bringing a wall back to life, making it look like it's freshly painted, clean cut, these are the things that really do elevate our homes to make them feel more polished. And so don't overlook how impactful these smaller home maintenance items can really be. Now, I am so ready for winter to be over, and so I am going to bring in some spring touches and also just start to take out some of those overtly winter items. I tend to leave up simple things like greenery after Christmas, but after a while, it really starts to make me feel like I am weighed down and it's not fresh anymore, so sometimes removing is just as fun as adding. Now, I'm not quite to this stage yet where I'm ready to go full bore on spring decor, but I always go through these stages of wanting absolutely nothing on the mantle because especially after the holidays and Christmas specifically, it's just so heavily decorated and it feels really fresh to have nothing on it. And then I'll do that for like a day and then I'll be like, okay, it's boring. I need something. I have this constant push-pull between minimalism and not. I'm not a maximalist by any means, but there's got to be some kind of in between, whatever that person is, that's your girl. And so maybe I'll do something just simple like that little vase, or maybe I'll do a taller arrangement. I always have to keep in mind that this is a TV, and so I can't do much that blocks it because otherwise we're just moving it all the time. And what you doing, Willow? What you doing? It's like she knows when I have the camera. She just wants to be included so bad. Look how big she's getting. So stay tuned for what I'm actually gonna do for spring decorating. Would you leave the mantle bare, or would you add something small like this, or maybe do something completely different? Drop it in the comments. Thanks so much for watching today. As a reminder, I am Sarah. Welcome to Grace in My Space. I'm so glad that you were here today. Make sure and hit that subscribe button if you are not already a part of our community. And I cannot wait to share more spring decorating. I'm probably not gonna do a lot of spring cleaning, just to be honest, because I don't really like watching other people clean, so I don't even like to clean myself. So I'm probably not gonna ask you to watch that either. But I will have some fun things to watch coming up. Stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.